Okay, so I've been meaning to talk about my experience with Spirit Airlines since I got back from my trip to Atlanta, but it was too much to write, so I decided I was going ahead and do a video about it and post that because it's just too much. So I went to Atlanta for Labor Day weekend, and I had booked my ticket like all the way back in March. And I did it through Priceline, one of those or whatever. And Spirit Airlines was the cheapest. And I fly a lot, so I didn't think anything of it. Never really heard anything about Spirit Airlines, but I've never had any issues with any airline, so I went ahead and booked my flight. So I paid for the ticket. I bought it back in March for Labor Day weekend. So that's what, 6 or so months in advance around there. March to April, April to May, May to June, June to, y'all know what I'm trying to say. So I bought it far in advance. So I bought the ticket. They send me the email for the to check in, and it asks you how many bags you have. And I don't have any bags. I'm a pro at this flying stuff, okay? Carry on bag is all we're doing here. Thank you, because that's free. So that's all I'm doing. We're not paying for any baggage for the trip. So I go to look, and it says it's asking you how many carry-on bags do you have. Excuse me? What do you mean? How many carry-on bags do I have? And then it has a dollar amount next to it. Well, why is there dollar amounts next to a carry-on bag? I'm confused. So I started doing my research, and I realized that Spirit Airline charges you for a carry-on bag. It is $45 for a carry-on bag. So you mean to tell me the bag that I am physically carrying with me, taking onto the plane and lifting it up myself and putting it in the overhead compartment that's attached to the plane and coming with me anyway, I gotta pay $45 for that. That's what you're telling me? That's what you're saying. Okay. To check a bag, it's $40. And if you don't do it right then when you're doing your online check-in, if you get to the gate, it's $100 for your bag. Yes, that's what I said. $100. So I'm like, I'm heated at this point. Now, there's no telephone numbers nowhere on this website for me to talk to somebody to find out what is your problem charging me for a carry-on bag. But a check bag was cheaper, so I paid $80. $40 there, $40 back for my trip. Called my best friend, said, hey, they on some BS. We gonna combine our stuff so that we can split the price for this check bag. I get to the airline, and I'm trying to talk to this lady at the counter. I asked her, and at this point I'm still nice because it's not your fault. I understand it's not your fault. You got to make a living just like me. So I asked her, when did they start this whole having to pay for a carry-on bag situation? Because it was nowhere in the information when I booked my flight. Oh, I don't know nothing about that. I'm new, so I don't know nothing about that. Well, could you get me someone that maybe does know something about it? Oh, well, I don't know where she is. Maybe she's down there at the gate, but, I don't know where she is. Oh, okay. You don't know anything about where she is. Okay, all right. All right, sister. All right. So I lift my bag up onto the weight thing, and she says our bag is 17 pounds over the weight limit, and it's going to be an additional $50 for the over the weight charge. Lord have mercy. Whew. Are you serious? 17 pounds? Really? We did this so that we could save money. So, thank God that I am in the position where, even though I don't want to give you my $50, I have it to give you. We at the airport. I don't have a choice. I can't take nothing out of this bag. We're in LA, which means where we parked is about 20 million miles away. We had to take a shuttle over here. There's no way I'm taking a shuttle back to reorganize this bag or leave something behind for my trip. So fine, $50, here you go. I'm talking to her, chick right here in front of me, right here. See in here? Right here. I'm talking to her. Somebody comes from over there, over the weight counter, and is now here in my face. Now, asking me, well, let me ask you a question. How much did you pay for your ticket? Excuse me, ma'am. Who are you? And where did you come from? Well, how much did you pay for your ticket? What difference does that make again? About how much I paid for my ticket? Well, you need to make better decisions to do this when you're flying. Well, I fly a lot, and they never charge for a carry-on bag. That's my initial problem with you right now. Well, we can't afford that. Excuse me, who are you again? Who are you again? Okay. All right. So we're going to argue. Okay. So we're going back and forth. She keeps asking me how much I paid for my ticket. I keep asking her, what difference does that make? How much I paid for my ticket. She proceeds to hold up her lunch bag and tell me, well, see here, look, if I'm here for a 12-hour day, this is what I bring. And then I make sure that it has a pocket so I can put my cell phone in there so that I'm prepared. Decisions need to be made. Decisions need to be made. Now, in between this, I can't do it because I'm holding this phone. But she is clapping. See that? You see the clap? Do you see the clap? She is clapping in my face while she's talking. Yes, I said clapping. 1, 2, 3, clapping in my face. So I am beyond irritated at this point with this woman. She's telling me decisions need to be made. Decisions need to be made. You got 2 bags. Excuse me, sweetie. This is my food. It's going in my stomach. All I have is my purse. So no, I don't have 2 bags. Well, your friend over there, she has 1 bag. Yeah, and the rest of her stuff is in this suitcase that y'all now have charged us an extra $50 for to go on our trip. She proceeds to point out some random people that are in the line and talk about what they have. Well, sweetheart, I don't know how they pack. I don't know what they're going for. They might be going for a day trip and back. I am already condensing. Trust me, those that know me know that I'm condensing to get my stuff inside this bag, hon. And none of that makes any difference. She's arguing with me. Decisions need to be made. Decisions need to be made. You know what? Let me just walk away. I'm just going to walk away because you're not going to arrest me in this airport and me miss out on my trip. Okay? We're not going to do it. I gave you my $50. Put my bag on this plane. It better be in Atlanta when I get to Atlanta, and I'm done talking to you. I was so annoyed. I didn't even get the woman's name or badge number. I didn't know who she was. I didn't realize until after the fact that she was even clapping in my face. My best friend had to tell me that this woman is clapping in my face. She's telling me, no, she's not arguing with me. She's just trying to get her point across. Okay, you know what? I'm not doing this with you. I'm not. It was an additional fee to to have them print your ticket at the gate. I think it was $10 or something to pick my seat so that me and my best friend could sit together. That was an additional $20 per person. I didn't pay any of those fees, so we're not sitting together. I got on the plane. My flight on the plane was fine. I didn't have any issues. Now, she, on the other hand, did. She was in the middle. She can tell you that story. So, get to Atlanta. Trip is great. Had fun. No, everything's great. I can't talk. We didn't partied hard every single day. We go to leave. Now, my cousin gave me a bag to so that I could take some of that stuff out of the bag. So we went and had to pay an additional $50 to get back home. So I had my backpack. I had stuffed it as full as it could be. Took my jewelry out. Took everything that I felt would add some weight. We weighed it at the house. It was only 40 pounds. Now, that was another thing. Their weight limit is less than every other airline. Their weight limit is 40 pounds, not 50 pounds. That's the reason why our bag was 17 pounds over the weight limit. I get to the counter. I done already prepared myself for some foolishness because I just assumed that's the way that it was going to be. We get to there. They say the bag is 5 pounds overweight still. Would you like to pay the fee? Give me my bag back. I'm not paying y'all nothing. You hear me? Nothing. So, we take the bag off. We cram more things into our backpacks that we have, and it's 40 pounds. Oh, we good. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, on the way there, It's a 4.5 hour flight. Now, I had bought myself a drink in the airport, so I didn't know this until we landed. But they don't even give you complimentary water. You don't get water, you don't get pretzels, you don't get snacks. Nothing is free. And the water is $3 and you don't even get the bottle. So I have to pay $3 for a glass of water on a 4.5 hour flight. Are you? Do you see my face? Let me get close. Do you see my face to understand the level of ridiculousness that I'm dealing with? Okay. So I'm not paying you no more money. I already paid, what is this now, $130 on top of a $237 flight. By this point, I could have flown directly from Fresno to Atlanta and not had to do all the extra for the amount of money now that I done paid y'all for this flight. So we get on the plane, and then once we're on the plane, I see all types of people putting stuff in the overhead thing because they had told you 5 times you could only take one thing on there. If you took more than one thing, they were going to charge you $100. So those ticket takers at the gate had been charging people $100 for their bags. But once you got on the plane, those flight attendants didn't care. I saw all types of people putting stuff up top that hadn't paid for nothing and didn't even matter. So all you had to do was get past the ticket takers and then you were fine. But if you didn't get past them, that's when you were SOL. So we fly. And once again, best friend's in the middle seat. She had trauma for days. I didn't. I was fine on the way there. On the way there and back. My actual flight was fine. But the foolishness before and after was ridiculous. So the moral of the story is, it is hot as a son of a gun out here. I need to hurry up and finish. But y'all, look at that red. Yes, look at that red. Okay, I digress. So the moral of the story is, never, ever, ever fly Spirit Airlines. They are on some of that bull. Like, for real, on some of that bull. And I don't really understand how they're allowed to stay in business, but they're really on some of that bull. And now, after my experience with them, because see, like I said, I fly all the time and I've never had an issue with airlines. So I didn't even think to look to see if this airline was ridiculous. There's whole websites dedicated to the foolishness that is Spirit Airlines. I'm going to post the video that my coworker sent me because she is absolutely hilarious. And her situation was similar to mine, but a little different. But yeah, never again will I fly Spirit Airlines. I don't care if the ticket is $2. They will never, ever get my money again. Okay?